Hi everybody, so glad you're back. In today's video, I have a whole bunch of items I want to show you, including this strawberry shortcakes doll, this 3D cat mug, and about 7 or 8 other items that I picked up during the day. So just sit back and enjoy, because we're about to begin. Well, good morning everybody. Today we're going to hit about 3 Goodwills. But before we get started, let me give you the trivia question for today. In what year did the first Goodwill open, and in what city and state? Well, I'll give you that answer later on in the video, but for now, let's get started. Well, here we are at the first Goodwill. And the only thing wrong with this Goodwill is, like for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I haven't found anything exciting. So I think I'm going to use reverse psychology and only look for common, ordinary stuff. That might be the secret. Okay, meet me inside. Well, as soon as I got inside the store, I walked up to the girl and I said, "Could you show me where the common, ordinary stuff is?" Well, after she threatened to kick me out, she did point to this aisle. And she didn't lie, because this was a pretty common, ordinary ceramic. And then next to it was these precious moments, which are very common and ordinary now at Goodwill. But above it was a not-so-common cat. Looked like it was made of stone, but it was made of ceramic. It was by Royal Hager, which is a really good brand name in ceramics. So I decided to keep it even though it was $12.99. I looked them up. They were going for $50. Hi, I wanted to go over the Royal Hager Company with you. In 1852, the company started out as a brickyard. Then in 1871, this guy named David Hager ended up buying into the company. Well, it wasn't long before he owned the whole company. And he decided he wanted to expand the line. So he got into like lunchware and some glassware. But then in 1934, he wanted to start making pottery. So he hired this guy, Royal Arden Hickman. This guy was a designer of pottery. So hence the name Royal Hager. Well, the company started out, the stuff wasn't all that popular, but it was getting there. Then in 2016, many years later, they finally closed their doors. And now their stuff's really starting to move up in value. Not super high yet, but it's moving up. So if you see it, pick it up. You'll probably make a home run off it someday. Okay, now back to the video. The next row at this store is their toy aisle. Right away I saw this Wizard of Oz Tin Man, but it's a Barbie and Ken doll. It's supposed to be Ken dressed as the Wizard of Oz Tin Man. It was $12.99. I thought I had a shot to make some good money on it, but it was only going for $20, so I had to put it back. Then I saw this strawberry shortcake doll for $3.99. I didn't think I could make money on this, but when I looked it up, she was going for $15, so I kept her. I continued down the toy aisle. I saw this Monopoly Fortnite game, but it looked well played with, so I knew it was probably missing pieces, so I just left it. Next was this Barbie Rosie O'Donnell doll. It was $7.99. I had seen one last week, and I looked them up. They were not going for much, so I left her. The next thing I saw was this fun Disney Barbie, $12.99. But I looked her up. She was too cheap. She was only going for $15, so I put her down and left the aisle. When I got to this row, I wanted to go find that girl I met when I first came in and tell her I found another aisle with common, ordinary stuff on it. Well, the first thing I found here was a number 23 Hewlett-Packard ink cartridge. Wasn't going for but $7, so I had to put it back. This Lemax ink cartridge was $5.99, but it was only going for about $12, so I also had to put that back. Then I saw this Hewlett-Packard number 78 ink cartridge. It was $3.99, but they were going for $20, so I definitely kept this one. I just want you guys watching this video to know one thing. There's nothing common, ordinary about you guys. Aww. I'll meet you out in the car. Well, we're heading to the second store of the day. It's not that far away, So maybe when we get there, you guys will pay. See you there. Well, here we are at the second store today. I haven't been here in a while, so I really don't know what to expect. But I do know one thing. There's no treasures out here, so let's get inside. This store has a lot of ceramics and glassware, but I wasn't really interested in glassware today. Plus, I wasn't seeing anything that caught my eye, so I just decided to move on to the next aisle. As I told you guys, this store is full of a lot of glassware and ceramics, and this aisle was no exception. But I still wasn't finding anything, so I thought I'd go take a look over at their electronics aisle. When I got to the electronics aisle, I wasn't finding anything here either, so I made the decision to leave this store and head to better pickings. I was on my way out when I finally saw something that caught my eye. There was this case. So I opened it up. It was a wine carrying case. They wanted $7.99 for it, but when I looked them up, they were going for over $70. So it must have been a pretty high-end carry case. So I finally found something. Yay! I brought two friends along with me today, and one of them wanted to wave and say hello to you guys. So here he is. His name is Richie. Well, I took my one but fairly valuable item, and I headed up to the cashier. Now, if I could only find Richie, I could get out of here. Okay, guys, we're heading to the last store of the day, and it's in the opposite direction of my house. So I hope you appreciate this because I'm doing it for you guys. So we'll be there in about 30 minutes, so just sit back and enjoy, and I'll meet you there. As soon as I got to this store, I walked right over to this aisle. The first thing I saw was that ceramic bunny. It was $1.99, but I couldn't make money on him, so I put him back. Next one was this sun catcher with this pretty cat on it. It was only 99 cents. I figured I could get up to $15 for this, so I put it in the cart. Next, I came across this aisle. I wasn't seeing much, but then I saw this electric dimmer switch. It was going for $1.99. They sell for like $12, $13, so I took a chance with it. This next aisle was where they kept their cups and their mugs. First thing I saw was this cup. It was Gary Cooper. It was 99 cents. I put it back. It felt cheap. Then I saw this Happy Valentine's Day Snoopy mug, also 99 cents, but Valentine's Day was pretty far away. The next thing I saw was this 3D cat mug for $1.99. I figured it was unique enough to sell, so I put it in a cart. Next up on my journey was this aisle. It looked like it had some pretty decent stuff on it. The first thing I saw that I really liked was this little girl riding a turkey, but look, the wing was broken on the turkey, so even at $2.99 I had to pass on her, which meant I also had to pass on her little buddy that was next to her. Oh well. The next thing I saw were these two birds. They were actually candles. They were going for $2.99. I didn't like them. I put them back and I left for the next aisle. Look at that old slide projector, guys. Wow. First thing I liked on this aisle was this radio. It was $3.99, but it was a no brand name, so I had to pass on it. This Sony was kind of old and beat up, and they wanted $4.99 for it, so I had to put that back. Then I came across this heat pump thermostat made by Honeywell. It was $3.99, but I looked them up online. They were going for like $40. So in the cart this went. Well, it was time to leave when I ran into this problem. See those blue arrows on the ground? One says go right, one says go left, one says go up, one says go down. It took me an hour and a half to work my way to the cashier. Well, guys, that's about all for today. So here's the answer to the trivia question. The first Goodwill was opened in 1902 in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, before I looked it up, I took a guess, and I was years off. So I hope you guys were a little bit closer. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. Please tell a friend. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.